Welcome in. Obviously, computer tech issues at this moment, but it's just go with it. So, thank you so much for being here. In this video, I would really like to take the time to talk with you through this current astrology energy that we are in. It's a big one. So this is going to be covering the new moon we had yesterday in Libra, because that's really setting the stage for us for this whole moon cycle that takes place in October. So I will be covering the general energies as well. We're getting into eclipse season, and let me know. You might already be picking up on the intensity, this building tension, this sense that something's coming and you can't quite put your finger on what that is. And I really want to say to you that you're not wrong. You are picking up on that. We are building closer to this exact square that's happening between Uranus and Saturn. And these eclipse energies that we are coming into at the end of October. So my name is Christy Whistler. If you couldn't tell, I am an astrologer. I am, and this is evolutionary astrology and Western astrology, so Vedic will look different. I'm also an intuitive and a healer. So if you're struggling right now, please know that first off, you're not alone. One of the reasons I really feel very passionate about doing these astrology forecasts for you, this energy update, is so you know you're not alone, and you know what's coming and how you can better navigate and move through that. So, but if you're really in a process and there's a lot coming up for you that's being unearthed, you can reach out to me for support and guidance. I do offer birth chart readings, so we can look directly how these energies are affecting you personally. And you can find a link to that at my website, christywhistler.com. I will totally put one in the description of Facebook if I could get my computer to actually communicate with Facebook. I don't know if that's actually going to be happening quite well this go around. They seem to not be jiving so well. Oh goodness. Let's see if I can do that right here. And maybe it doesn't want to share this video, but maybe I can leave a comment for you guys. Let's see if it'll do that. Okay, it did that. Oh, yeah, just going with it. Totally just going with it right now. Okay, so, all right, so that is who I am. That's what I'm doing here, or at least trying to do here with the technology being what it is. But yes, please reach out, christywhistler.com. I offer birth chart readings as well as healing sessions and so much more. So know that you are not alone. Whatever's coming up for you, we can move through that together. And please, as well, let me know, even in the comments, like, how are you doing? Are you sensing this energy? Are you feeling this tension? You're unconscious picking up on something in the field. Let me know. I know I certainly am, and I'm really witnessing that my children have been picking up on it big time today. Big time. So right now, this energy, like, we're building to this lunar, this is going to be a solar eclipse in Scorpio on October 25th. And we are going to have this collective review and remembering, this resurfacing of the past and our shadows. So this is going to be happening for all of us in our personal lives, but also at the more global collective level, we're going to be seeing this. So what might we be seeing? What are the themes around this? Scorpio is all about mystery, intensity, rebirth, death, occult. Scorpio goes beyond the comfort zone. So we are going to be having these experiences and lessons around those areas. What in your life, what in our world do we as a collective humanity need to see? We need to reintegrate what has been swept under the rug of the past. So don't be surprised if skeletons are coming out of the closet right now. And this is going to usher in this opportunity for a new beginning. But before we can do that, like, we have to do the hard work of actually seeing what's there in the shadows. And so that's this eclipse is going to be bringing in for us, this pivot point, giant change, shifting, okay? And yeah, so the equinox, the Libra equinox is setting the stage for us with that. Sorry, clicking screens. Okay, there we go. So, and as is this new moon as well. So long-term energies we're going to be in for a minute. So look at your birth chart and see where this 2 degrees of Libra for this new moon that was yesterday falls in your birth chart. What house it's in, if you have any planets that are there and being affected. The reason is, sorry, I just got the strangest text from Sean. Okay. Oh my gosh. I was like, wait, is this something I need to deal with now with the kids? No, it's not. It's something totally different. Oh my gosh. Okay. Just gonna have to forgive me. It's been kind of a scattered afternoon, lots of energies wanting to come up and be seen, and yeah, just gonna do our best. So anyway, see where this is falling for you, this new moon at your birth chart, because that area, what house, is going to be really highlighted for you for this month cycle, okay? What new beginnings is this Libra energy bringing in for you? Libra is very often around fairness, harmony, balance, justice, relationships. Okay, that's Libra. But then we have a lot of Mercury energy coming in. So you can be feeling a very increased analytical mind right now. You might feel very withdrawn and within, this very mental, reflective energy. That's Mercury. That's Venus, the ruler of Libra, in Virgo. Okay, so it's going to be this dance between wanting to be social and to collaborate, and then feeling really critical and seeing all the imperfections around you or within you. Very scrutinizing energy of what's not working and being really unhappy about it. Because Virgo wants this trial and error process to go and tinker and to find a new and better process. So you could be feeling that through this month as kind of like this underlying guide energy, if you will. This new moon's also probably not going to be very comfortable. You can think of it like an itchy sweater. That's for Venus and Virgo. Virgo can feel when things don't feel right, and it just, it's like, I can't quite, and we could be having an expansion of those energy with this being opposite to Jupiter right now. So what is fantasy and what is actual lived reality? Beauty and perfection and ideals, the human body, Jupiter's in Aries, okay? The striving for perfection, and then finding that we're disappointed because there is no perfect. Like, we're never going to have that perfect body. Like, it's just Like, you know, like you can strive for everything you want, and yet there'll be like a part of you where you're just like, oh, I don't like how my skin hangs off there, or it's not quite tight enough there. Like that kind of thing is what I'm speaking of. Like it's never good enough. There's always room for improvement. That's Virgo. So this period of time that we're in, the rest of this year and into next year, it really is a moment in time where things are going to be falling and breaking apart. Like they will fall apart. What is not working, where there are imbalances, crumbling experience. We can always do better, again, because we're not perfect. And that's like this higher octave of Virgo, is that understanding of we can strive for perfection and we can see the things that aren't working. It's this constant refining process and being okay with that. This learning how to surrender to this flow of this process called life. So in your life, this month cycle coming up, what are the feedback that you are receiving when something isn't working? Oh, hi, Daphne. I just saw your comment here. I'm sorry. I'm having weird Facebook issues. It's even trying to share it and still can't share it to my group. So, you know, it's just going to be what it's going to be. So you've been feeling very scattered. Yes. I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because very much that is part of this energy that we are in. We've also got Mars in Gemini. So we're going to have this Gemini, which you know, Daphne. You know about Gemini. But Gemini is likes lots of different things. It's very curious. It is, I want to go over here, and then I want to go over here and over here, and I want to get to know this group of people and this group of people. So very jumping around, very scattered, very curious. And we are going to be really feeling that, especially when it comes to information being given to us, misinformation, information given down by top-down authority, okay? So it's going to be very scattered, and we're going to need to be very discerning on what is truth, what is even truth, what is reality, and what is the fantasy. So really focusing your energy, your intention this October is going to be really big. It's coming in many different aspects of astrology. So I love that you're already like picking up on that and feeling that. So that's when you can do and sit back of like, okay, how can I meet that? How can I meet this energy a little bit better so I'm not so scattered, so I'm not constantly losing my focus and attention? Like, what can I do? And I'm also hearing as well that for those of you where that's already a struggle that you have, like maybe you have ADD or ADHD, you're already prone to having a very scattered mind. No. This is what's coming. So what are the tools that work best for you? And to say as well that you are not broken. Like if you really can't focus, it's not all on you. So just be kind and gentle to yourself as well. Oh, and you were dropping things today. Oh. Even, yeah. Break some glass. I'm going to guess what that is. Glass. Yep. So it's really honing in on your intention and your focus right now. And then surrendering to to some of that energy and not being resistant of it. Like, don't get mad at yourself for you're going and dropping things a lot. It could just be simple, like sending yourself love and understanding of like, okay, you just need to slow down. This is your reminder. Again, Virgo, this is feedback. This isn't failure. Yeah, yes, I remember you being a Gemini. And yeah, so you know that very, very curious, very, like different stuff. You're going to go follow all the stuff. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of that energy coming through. And I want to say as well, during this time, focus in that mental, analytical energy that we've got going on right now. What are the unconscious expectations that you have for your life? For the way life should be, and who you should be, what you should look like. And I'm saying this because many of us react from these triggers that we have, and we are completely unaware that we're reacting from them. So much of this period of time, so much of this energy of Scorpio that's coming through, and we are coming into Scorpio season mid-October. So Pluto there as well in Capricorn. Like, we need to see what's under the surface. And when we see it, that's when we can understand it and shift it, change, and then transform. At this new moon, we've got Pluto trine to the sun and the moon. So very much like we're going to be able to see it a little bit easier. It's going to be more conscious so we can make those changes. And I'm going to say as well that with this scattered energy that you may be feeling, know that there can be a little shift happening. I'm going to even say, like, probably starting tomorrow, you might be really feeling it, because the end of September, Saturn will be trine to Mars over there in Gemini. And Saturn's going to help us get that discipline and focus, especially into what you are building. Any systems or structures, communities, and you're doing it differently and you're experimenting, you may find that Saturn's going to really help you focus in on that. Being a humanitarian, even. So yeah, just know that if you're feeling even a lack of energy or motivation, you might get a nice push from Saturn to help you out there. Also, I mentioned this coming into what is the truth and needing to be discerning. Listen to your body right now, because your body is going to be speaking to you. Your soul will be speaking to you through your body. So when you hear something on the news, or you read something someone posted on Facebook, which, still doesn't really want to work for me on my screen, so, whatever. But do you get a tight feeling in your gut when you hear that piece of information, or if someone says something to you? Like, is it just not feeling right and sitting right, and you're like, ooh, this is just like, it's like a lump? Pay attention. So if you're feeling scattered and you're struggling to discern truth from not truth, tune in. Tune into your body and let that speak to you. As I said, this is a period as well where we're looking at our dreams, romances, spiritual connections. Are we also seeing the world and ourselves with rose-tinted glasses, or are we seeing it the truth for what it is? So there's going to be this overall clarity coming through of what's not working. So again, what is fantasy? What is reality? And how far are we actually from that reality we're trying to get to? So be mindful right now. Really tune into your heart. Can you hold unconditional love for everyone around you, for yourself? How are you even speaking to yourself? Your inner thoughts, the voices, like, this is again really great time to develop a new process for how you speak to yourself. Can you see beyond all you've known? Can you allow for a review and a reflection on all these old stories and codes, your belief systems that you carry and society carries? And are you willing to dissolve those? I'm also going to weave in as well, other astrology systems are really highlighting this energy. Yesterday we were in the white cosmic dog energy on the new moon in the galactic Mayan calendar, the dream spell calendar. And that was all about love and the heart, to moving beyond being codependent and being a doormat into moving into this greater form of love. So can we come into a new process, a new alchemy of really feeling and understanding what love is? Again, love for ourselves, and then also that greater, wider world around us. Can we come into new balance, harmonization between ourself and the other? That's so much about the polarity between Libra and Aries, is being in relationships with others and yet still being an individual. So that's going to be really highlighted right now. And really try and focus on your joy. I would love if you want to share with me, what is your joy? Do you even know what that is? And if you don't, that's okay. This is a really great moment, opportunity to learn what that is. And then once you learn what it is, then you can start to embody it and live it. Part of this North Node being in Taurus is, what do you love? What do you enjoy? What do you find tasty in life? And how can you find your way back to that? This is a time of really going deep. Go into the depths. Look at what's coming to the surface in your life and in society, in our orientation with each other in society. It's going to be very big. And I'm laughing too, because I'm seeing it even as well reflected in how my children are seen out in the world, being children and moving their energy and getting it out. Like, we're really coming into an intense period of time. You might be feeling that energy building. Let me know if you can, like this growing tension, this discomfort, this sense that something is rising up from the depths here and it's ready to be seen, whether we want to or not. So my kids are picking up on that energy and trying to move it out of their body in the best ways that they can. And then having other adults and other parents being very judgmental and trying to be that that Capricorn energy, that top-down authority energy. You can't do that. You can't jump into the pool. You can't splash. Even though no one's being jumped on, and there is a learning to not splash others, especially when they don't want to be splashed. So there's learning happening, but there's this again, top-down restriction authority. You can't do that. That's not allowed. That's wrong. That's bad. Look for that energy in your life. And if you see it come out, know it's coming up for a reason. We are really moving into that energy. Saturn and Uranus are getting closer in their exact square. So it's, yeah, I am not surprised that that was part of my experience today, and that it was Sean's yesterday at the pool. So whatever's coming up from the depths for you, be very conscious of be very aware, pay attention, because your soul is speaking to you. So listen, really listen. It's going to be much clearer and easier to see. And then we are going to have the choice to integrate these truths and to build something new and better and different, or not. So what will you decide to do? That is the question the universe and your soul is asking you. Now, October is going to be a very fast, speedy month with the energies. Oh, hello, Darla. Thank you so much. How are you doing? I am giving everyone a heads up on what's coming with October. It's quite a doozy. As I was sharing earlier, I'm having a little bit of a computer issue communicating with Facebook from my one supposed to be stable browser. It's not being so stable at this moment. But Mercury is retrograde and will be stationing opposite to Neptune on October 1st and then going direct. So that's also highlighting this that square between Saturn and Uranus. Oh, you are healing quickly. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad. Oh, thank you so much. And I'm actually really glad that you mentioned that, healing quickly. So know that this time that we're in, it is a quickening time. So, oh gosh, especially with the Scorpio energy, especially with us going into the Scorpio eclipse end of the month, it's like what's being brought up to the surface. We can see it easier, and it's this energy of what has taken years can just happen in moments right now, because that's what the energy is. It's almost like the universe is really pushing to get us online quicker so we can step up and do our work in the world. And truly, the end of this year into next year is going to be the universe going, you need to step up now. Oh, you don't want to listen? Watch as everything gets cracked open around you that wasn't working. That's what we're in. And the beauty, though, of it is going through the challenge and going through and into the darkness, into the shadows. Like, we are going to be able to just transform. Rebirth. Yes, I know, Scorpio. Well, I'm a big fan of Scorpio because I'm a moon and rising of Scorpio. I have a lot of Scorpio energy in my chart, which is why I love astrology so much. But it's like, this is the rebirth process, the opportunity, I should say. And are you going to say yes to it? Or are you going to have a Uranus moment and just get the rug ripped out from you? And they're like, Uranus and Pluto are like, you're going to do it anyway. You can either like meet us and accept it, or you don't have to, but we're still going to make you go through it. So just know that, even as Darla was saying, it's like healing can happen so much quicker right now. We're not just going through the ickiness of of the underworld of our society and our lives for no reason. So Mercury, okay. When Mercury goes direct, this is going to be, again, opposite to Neptune. So you might find that you actually have a lot of energy and clarity to see this is the fantasy and this is what reality actually is, or this is where I want to go towards, the dream that I have that I want to bring forward. You might have a much easier time sitting down and like figuring out how to make that happen. Schedule, organizing, like that kind of energy. Like, how are you actually going to get to where you want to go? Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah. And that's so true. I think that's a perfect word, Darla, is compassion. If honestly, if there was one word I could give you for October to say to you, it would be compassion. Oh, I'm actually getting emotional, even tuning into that energy right now. Have compassion for yourself right now. And really hold compassion for others. I mean, that doesn't mean whatever is coming up and needs to be seen and felt, like, don't bypass that. Go into that. Scorpio wants you to go into it. And know, like, you can also hold the truth that you have no idea what that other person who could be really mean to you, or could be judgmental, with your kids jumping in the pool and splashing, my experience. You don't know what they're going through. So hold compassion right now. As things are going to really, and I'm going to even talk more as we get into this energy, things are going to really start to crumble and break down. Compassion is probably the key word to help move you through this. And I might as well speak about it now. So we just had our Libra equinox. What does Libra want? Right? Can you feel that too? Like, as soon as you mentioned that word and I started like just tuning into it, it was like, oh, wow, there's just a lot of emotion coming in from the collective. Like, we really, really are going to need to hold a lot of compassion for what we are being called to go through and to transform. Like Pluto transits, for example, are some of the absolute hardest because it's like burning you to the ground. So you can be that phoenix rising through those ashes, but the burning part really, really sucks. So I'm feeling that that's going to be this energy that we have coming up, that needs to come up. Yeah, it needs to happen. Just want to even just sit with that energy for just a moment. And to say as well, that if you find yourself going through this period of time and you are struggling, please reach out. Reach out to me. Reach out to the people in your life that you can trust and that can hold you. Just know that you don't have to be going through it alone. Whatever is going to be bringing up for you. This is going to be a South Node eclipse in Scorpio at end of October. So that's the past. So the icky things of our past, early childhood, past lives, this can very much be ancestral as well. The ick that we have swept under the rug will be surfacing. so we can transform, so we can have a new beginning with it. Which is really beautiful to even speak of that, because we are still in the Libra new moon energies of yesterday, which is very powerful across many astrology systems. Really big day. And Libra, what does Libra want? Equality, justice, harmony, what's fair and right, to be in collaboration, mutually supportive of each other, giving and receiving. That's all about Libra. So, can you think of all the ways in our world that's not true? So, we have this square between Saturn and Uranus. We can't get to what Libra wants until we break down to break through. What is actually standing in the way of your life and the lives of everyone around you globally, okay? Of equality, of harmony, of fairness, collaboration, the ability to actually listen to the other and to yourself. So Saturn is this top-down authority, this pressure, instead of it coming, from the ground up. It is this energy of the old, Saturn, versus the new, Uranus. Freedom versus control, Saturn. So I know I've spoken so much about these energies, but this is the big moment of 2022. It started in 2021, and this is the final square between those two. So what does this mean? I did do a video specifically looking at all this for parents and for kids. So check that one out to see the lens of a parent and what you might expect from your children or your teenagers coming through. But this one here, this is for us adults. This is about careers, stability, livelihood, physical safety, bureaucracy, politics, organizations, corporations, all that stuff that's very, and I would even say like organized religious institutions, for example. Anything that's very hierarchical, this energy of machine focused, that we have to go to work from 9 to 5 so we can pay our bills. And then on Monday, we are going to start it all over again. So even how we can see our lives, as I kind of just described it, where there's no emotions, there's no joy, you just got to keep doing what you got to do to keep living. That's Saturn distorted Capricorn energy. That there's no time for what you love and enjoy, which is Taurus. The North Node is in Taurus. We're meant to go there. That's the evolutionary intention. So Uranus is coming in, kind of feels like a sledgehammer. That's the image that came to me. To break down all those structures of society that have been holding us back. So this is an economic, financial breakdown, and we are starting to see it. Can you feel it? Can you feel this tension? Can you feel that you might not be safe? I'm definitely been picking up on that and just moving through that as best as I can. It's not easy, especially as a parent. Like, my parenting protection is wants to put on the full battle gear because I can feel what's coming. But has that been coming up for you in some way? So this is also the structure of our consciousness as our society defines it and has organized life around for thousands of years. That's changing. And what I mean by that as well is that whole, you work from 9 to 5, the only thing that matters is being productive, being the machine, putting your time in, emotions, save space, we don't care about any of that. Like that kind of energy is what's up. Hello there, N. Welcome in. So that's what we are breaking down to break through. Of course you can, N. Yeah, ask away, and hopefully I have an answer for you. If not, I'll tell you. And so I'm curious as well, are you starting to notice things breaking down in your life that need to? It just doesn't have to be at a personal level either. It could be like, oh yeah, the structure in my job, it's not working. This person who is a boss, it's you know, like he just got the boot or something like that. I mean, it can be anything of like just full on breaking through, full on changes coming through. Let me know if you are starting to sense it, if you're picking up on it. And in your personal life, I would say to really ask the question, where have you been limited and held back from freeing yourself? So yeah, and I'm not going to be able to answer that. I can't tell you yes or no to that. What I would say though is really tune in to why you're even asking it. Like, why is the doubt there? Why is the fear there? What, to use some language from internal family systems, like what parts are reacting to this possibility? Why is this coming up? So I'm really glad that you even asked, because that's a lot of the Scorpio energy. So, okay, insecure. So from there you would, how can I put this? Just even as this word of insecure. Asking yourself, going within, why do I feel this way? You can even go back and ask, like, what's the earliest time in my childhood that I felt this way? And that's this going under the surface. Okay, we can have a reaction in our life about something and share that she's concerned about her relationship. And it's this, sorry, I'm just kind of like just tuning in of like, how do I have language come through to explain? It's like there's this part, this experience, this feeling that I'm having, okay, and then I'm going under a little bit. Okay, I'm feeling really insecure. Why am I feeling insecure? Does it have to do with that I'm not enough, for example? That could be one. Being not enough is definitely one of mine. So in going within there, going down deeper and deeper and deeper. Well, and then I would say that this is coming up to you for a reason. And I'm smiling just because this is the astrology, and the energy of this moment is a lot of the stuff that we have shoved under the rug. I'm just speaking generally and to that. The things that we don't want to look at, feelings that we might have, or it might just be it's easier to just not say anything, so I'm just going to like, go sweep, 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 that kind of thing. Now it's coming up to the surface so we can consciously see it. And then the question becomes, what am I going to do about it? So, what would you like to do? What does it feel? And I guess what I'm going to do here for you is just to really give you permission to tune into yourself and how you feel, into like your power that you have. So really tune into that. And well, your choice. What would you like to do going forward? And maybe like isn't even the good word. Because Pluto is not this energy of what do you like to do. Pluto is more like, what do you need to do so you can transform? Death, rebirth. Yeah, I hear you and I see you. That's, yeah, wanting to know the answer to that. Totally. Yeah, and what in you? So, well, we see you and holding space for you, for your children. In this hard moment that you are in. And what do you need to do? What feels right for you? And that's, nobody can answer that question for you. Definitely, get a real team around you to support you and hold you through that. You can move through it. Absolutely. So I hope that was helpful. I'm getting the sense that you wanted a yes or no answer. But I think even any good intuitive isn't going to just give that, because the answer has to come from within you regardless. Yeah. Then okay, yeah. So I feel your power waking up there, Anne. So what do you need to do to step forward? And that's this Pluto invitation for you. Okay, let's step into your power and transform. Even going through the hardness of it, really stepping up and speaking to that and saying no, however this works for you. Step into your power. Step into your power. Hi there, Amy. Oh, dear friend. Melissa, so good to see you, my bee priestess. We are just chatting about this October energy, and Anne was just beautifully and bravely sharing with us her life and all the ick coming up to the surface that's needing to be seen right now. Because it's time to change. It is time to change. So, you might be experiencing this energy of really breaking down through something. You might have some bathroom floor moments where you're just crying and sobbing, because that's how you break through and that's how you transform. So, where have you been limited in your life? Maybe it is, as Anne was sharing, around relationships, love, trust. Okay, trust is broken, okay? Where can we then free ourselves from what has been oppressive and trapped, which I just feel is just tying beautifully, but of course not comfortably with what you shared, and but just like this, free yourself. Like this is the energy of like, yeah, we're getting a push so we can. And I'm really glad that you spoke up and you said hi, so we could see you and witness you, and maybe even in the tiniest bit of way for you not to feel so lonely. You are not going to be the only person going through this. Specifically, this is you in your life, and that's specific to you, but someone else could have their own really breaking down moment. I see you, and I do. Again, I'm just going to say, really trust in what you feel. Trust in your gut. Do what feels right. Tune into yourself. What feels in alignment, what feels right. Come back into your power. And you could be feeling this feeling of hopelessness. Can you guys feel that in the air? Hopelessness. This being trapped, this energy that nothing I do, nothing's ever going to change. Doesn't matter how hard I work or how much I talk to my partner. Like it's like I keep going in circles and nothing's going to change. This deck has been stacked against us. That's this kind of energy that I'm speaking to. And I'm also speaking and feeling again that this is very collective, ancestral, that we've inherited from our family, our lineages. So where have we been in those cycles? Nothing's ever going to change. Deck stacked against you. Now we're bringing in with Uranus this revolutionary energy that's rising up right now to force the change to happen. Oh yeah, you can feel it? I bet you can, Melissa. Uranus is going to force the change so our lives can actually be better, that they can be more humanitarian focused. I'm sure you've noticed that's not our current world order at the moment. So, okay, that's that's up. That's up big time. So, and it's going to keep getting stronger. We're going to keep going into this. As I said, October 25th is the first eclipse. That's going to be in Scorpio. So everything of the past, early childhood, past lives, coming up. Truths going to be really coming to light right now. And then the second eclipse is on November 8th, Election Day here in the United States. Let's see what happens there, right? Let us see. Well, thank you for sharing in, Taurus. Taurus is beautiful because, let me just share, is the part of the antidote that we're going into is Taurus. The north node of the moon is in Taurus. Melissa's sharing that she's fighting the negative stagnation with every part of you. You're trying to lift your family and ancestors up in hope and possibility. And you're tired. Oh my gosh, girl. Who is really tired of clearing their ancestral stuff? I know I am. Like, I didn't come here to just clean karma. I came here to do my dharma as well. So I see you in that. I do see you. And what I would say is, even as you're doing this clearing, and even as you are doing all this deep reprogramming, especially around finances and scarcity, lack, is that a theme up for anybody else? Doing this really deep work of reprogramming, and even having your parts have the possibility of hope, that you can go and do what you love, and you can be supported doing it. That you will have the resources that you need to do what you love. To go at the way and the pace that works for you. All this that I'm describing is Taurus. And this is where the North Node is. So that is our medicine for this time. So as Saturn and Uranus are getting closer, and they're really saying, we're going to think of this energy like a spring that's been loaded and loaded, and it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger, okay? That is Saturn and Uranus, and we are getting to that point where Uranus is just going to spring free, and just that glass ceiling is going to shatter. I see you. You are so tired of the struggle. Yeah. Your ancestors struggled and you are living in it. And yeah, that's really big, deep, hard work. And it can feel like never ending. So what I would invite you to do, and I'm saying this as well because I'm doing this, as trying to do this for myself, is as I am doing the clearing and the clearing of the karma, especially from my ancestors, punishment just popped into my mind, Melissa. So maybe you even have a well of resonance energy with me in this, I need to almost be punished for the things that I've done in my past lives. Like, I don't deserve the good to happen. Parts of you might be having this underlying belief, which are at war with other parts of, I want ease and grace. And they're like, no, you don't deserve it. Like, you need to be punished for whatever. The whatever part doesn't matter, but it's that energy. And so it's like, how can you come into abundance and free yourself from this lack and scarcity beliefs if, like, foundation, you're still carrying those parts? Okay, I had a feeling that popped into my mind for a reason. So try, as you go through your clearing healing process, start to hold space and calling in for your dreams. It's really interesting that you even mentioned this, because we today have just started on the blue monkey wave spell in the galactic Mayan calendar. And the blue monkey is super magic, very magical. But monkey also wants joy and play. So as you're doing this work, how can you also hold space and, like, calling in the joy and the dreams? So it's not just all clearing and all karma, but let's have joy in there too. You know what you could even try and do, Melissa, instead of just silencing the voices? I mentioned Eternal Family Systems, IFS. I've been using that in my work more and more. You can even write out for yourself those parts and, like, see them and witness them. So instead of the silencing, instead of the sweeping under the rug, and I'm not saying that you're doing that, but just that energy of what we do with the Scorpio energy is like, look, all the things we don't want to look at, we're just going to go sweep it this way. Don't want to look there. Do the hard thing and look at them and see them and write them out. Part of me feels this, part of me is so angry that I'm always so poor, and or whatever it is for you. Just go into that and write out a part of me feels, a part of me believes, because you are then separating yourself from that emotion. You're acknowledging that it's not you, Melissa, it's a part of you. And these parts, again, can come up through as like ancestral parts. I'm speaking through you. You're carrying those codes in you, and you're witnessing them. And you're seeing all facets of them, good, bad, ugly, the whole 9 yards. So try that to see if that can help start making some shifts, because now you're witnessing them and you're seeing them. And sometimes that's all we actually want, is to be witnessed and seen. You know, like that could be that part that's really angry, could be actually a scared 3-year-old little girl hiding under a blanket within you. So, and that's, again, that could be this little exiled child within you, this fragment. And that's one way you can start kind of pulling these pieces back to you and kind of start doing your own parts mapping. So that was a little tool that I've been, it's a big, amazing tool that I've been introduced to this year. So highly recommend it to help with that. And I'm really glad you mentioned it, because that is so much of clearing energy. So much of what I'm saying, like what comes up from the unconscious to be seen, that's exactly it. The things that you don't want to look at, all of the parts that you don't want to look at them. And like actually give them space to be seen and witnessed. And acknowledgement too. You know, like, yeah, I totally see you, this part that is really mad at me for going and spending so much money on this thing. Like, I get it. Like, I get where you're coming from, get where your ancestors are coming from and the hardships that they've had. Like, you can, anyway, start to help clear and move that energy through that process. So I hope that helps. Yep. I love that you said that, Melissa. Sometimes it's almost a fear of seeing them. I love that, because again, like that is the medicine of this moment when it comes to Scorpio, when it comes to Pluto. We have to see what's in the darkness. And I will say as well that this time we are in, so like Melissa's sharing, this is a personal level, and of course we're going to be experiencing this collectively, globally. The things that we don't want to see in our society and our systems are going to be coming to light. Lightning bolt moments, rug ripped out from under you kind of feeling. It's like the universe is going to make you see them. So I love that you said that, because, you know, I will hold that space for you to say, can you see them anyway? Even though you're afraid, can you go there anyway? It's like, can you? I would really invite you and anyone else who you're like, yeah, this is resonating with me, or maybe even not at this moment, maybe it comes back to you later when you're in it. Give yourself the space to go into the depths. So if these parts that you're afraid of, Melissa, you can have firefighters and protectors, okay, IFS language, coming in, and they're like, we don't want you to look here because we don't want you to get re-traumatized by all the bad stuff that happened in the past. And yet, that's how you can heal it, is you have to go into it. And going into it gently, of course, however works for you. If you need a team of people, if you need healing. I'm not doing one-on-one of this kind of healing work at this moment. I'm still in training, but I can always send you to my amazing teacher if any of that's like, yeah, I need that, like send me a message and I can send you a refill. So I just kind of lost my thread there, but go into the emotions. Okay, have yourself a safe space if that's what you need, and get out your notebook or your recorder or whatever processing works for you. Maybe it's in the middle of nature, and let it out. Cry, scream, wail as you go into that feeling. It may feel like it's never going to stop, but it actually will. That is part of the healing. That is part of this witnessing of these parts, is sometimes you are actually letting out the sounds that your ancestors have been desperately wanting to say, to feel for thousands of years, and they've been silenced. And so there's this amazing healing that can happen when you do that for them. And really tune in. Okay, good. I'm so glad. So glad. And let me know how it goes, Let me know. Because it really stinks when you just you're trying and trying and trying, you're not seeing any progress. So hopefully this will help move you forward. Really tune into nature right now. No matter what's coming. Tune into nature. Again, we're going into Taurus, okay? So go into nature, into our cycles as human beings on this planet, the cycles of nature. Let's move away from the machine-focused world, and like wintertime's coming. It's going to be time to slow and to go within and hibernate almost. Not running around to, 10 different Christmas parties, just for example. Again, very... not actually in tune with nature, which is like, I'm going to go and hibernate. So be mindful of that. And I will say as well, as starting to wrap this up a little bit, I very much expect all things Venus energy are going to be coming up at this time, really around the feminine. So we're going to be having that total, or I don't know if it's total, but that solar eclipse in Scorpio is going to be opposite. We're going to have Pluto opposite to Black Moon Lilith, who's in Cancer. So real transformational opportunity is going to be happening. And again, like it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be very difficult, I feel. Like all the things that have been repressed around the feminine emotions, the mother, the home, safe space, matrilineal, okay? Oh, look at that. See, you got to get into nature. Tune into nature. And that might help too. So you might even want to do that work, that whatever crying, wailing, whatever it turns out to be with you, like outside. Even maybe it's just the sun on your face could make a difference. So no matter what comes, really stay present. Be in the eye of the storm and not getting swept by it. So stay in your focus, stay in your center. Try and stay in your heart. Compassion, as Darla so beautifully put into the field for us. Hold compassion for yourself and for others. Focus your energy. Don't get scattered. Don't be afraid to go deep and really reflect at this time. I am not surprised that you're feeling the females in your ancestry coming up. That's very much been in my field. Definitely this past week and a half, it's been very, very highlighted. Though it actually has started earlier. This whole year, 2022, it's been very highlighted. But I'm getting the sense that I'm going to be asked to do really deep work on that, and coming into strength. Being born in a female body this time. My sensuality, my passions, my sexuality, how can I realign and embody the parts that I have been fragmented from through conditionings, through this patriarchal, life that my ancestors, my mother's line, my father's mother's line, like it's coming up to the surface. So I really wanted to put that one as a heads up, that healing around the feminine, the oppressed feminine, the oppressed mother, the oppressed not having safe space. There can be a real breaking down within society, Pluto Capricorn. So Black Moon Lilith, okay, can really kind of rise up and say, no, we're not doing this anymore. Not doing this. So I hope that was helpful. Again, if you need support, please go to my website, christywhistler.com, for healings, coachings. If you would like a birth chart reading or an intuitive reading, I offer those as well. So you can go there and check me out. And then, of course, my YouTube channel, Christy Whistler, where I put up all of my collective intuitive readings that I offer, as well as if you're a parent, I have lots of videos on parenting. And be sure to check out the one that I'm doing this week about these same energies, but I'm looking at from the eyes of a parent, kids and teenagers. So just be aware. We're not the only ones, the adults, that are going to be going through this. So, thank you so much, Melissa. I love that you joined me and shared and put your energy into this field. And yeah, please like and subscribe. Share this video. That really helps me a lot to get this message out there to more amazing people like you who are ready to meet these energies and transform and change. So thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.